There's another magnificent building located in the area due to the influence of Father Joseph Kundek, and that's the incredible Monastery Immaculate Conception, or Castle on the Hill, as it is called. This is the home of the Sisters of St. Benedict Monastery, founded in Ferdinand in 1867, when 4 Benedictine nuns came to Ferdinand to educate the children of German immigrants at the St. Ferdinand Parish School, a school started by one of the monks Father Kundek brought to St. Meinrad from Einsiedeln, Switzerland. Eventually, the Sisters of St. Benedict would teach in more than 75 schools in 12 states and 5 countries.
In all the small towns around here, Fulda, St. Meinrad, St. Henry, there were all small elementary schools that were taught by the sisters of the Benedictine Sisters of Ferdinand, and the priests in the churches, which every little town had a church and had a priest or two, were Benedictine priests. So we were all very tied together with that. I went to the two-room school in Mariah Hill and got a wonderful education from those Benedictine sisters. I praise them every day that I can read and write and that I have a thirst for knowledge. They gave educations to people for practically no money, no insurance, no health care. What they did at Ferdinand to build that beautiful building with their hands and their sweat and their tears. You walk onto that hill, you feel the presence of God and you feel the holiness and you feel the difference.
Construction on the chapel at the monastery was started in 1915. The interior was finished in 1924. The pews in the chapel were hand-carved by German artisans. The statues at the top of the chapel's Gothic altar come from Munich, as do the stained glass windows. Counting the stained glass, statues, and carvings, there are 89 angels in the church. There's another angel that makes an appearance at the monastery each November as Christkindl. The Christmas angel appears through the Gothic doors of the monastery to open Ferdinand's annual Christkindlmarkt. Christkindlmarkt was brought to Ferdinand in 1998 as a way to promote the area's German ancestry.
Du Bois County Tourism asked if perhaps Ferdinand would have a Christmas event, and I said, yeah, we'll do a Christkindlmarkt. It just popped into my head because we are so German here, and I wanted to kind of build on that heritage factor. We modeled this one after the Christmas angel in Nuremberg, Germany. Their angel, she appears from the balcony of their church, and we don't have a balcony on our church, but we have this beautiful monastery. The monastery plays such a big part in the Christkindlmarkt the way it is. We wanted to build on that. So she comes out of the doors of the crypt and she heralds in the mart. It takes place sharply at 6:30 on Christkindlmarkt Eve, and that is always the third full weekend in November.
Whoever comes to visit shall be welcome. Let the mart begin.
There's so much I love about Christkindlmarkt, but in particular being the angel, I love the kids. I love how their eyes light up while they're watching the show. I think this community does a really good job of making sure we stay connected to the heritage, the German heritage. It's great traditions.
Ferdinand's Christkindlmarkt features more than 150 booths where shoppers can browse for handmade toys, folk art, ornaments, and other giftware while sampling regional foods and tasting local wines. All vendors are located indoors at 6 different locations throughout the town.
The turnout each year is larger, and the whole community pitches in to help with this.
The vision and inspiration for doing a program exploring the German heritage of this region in southern Indiana came from 2 images. The first was the Christmas angel appearing through the Gothic doors of the Monastery Immaculate Conception to open Ferdinand's Christkindlmarkt. And then there were the lederhosen-wearing men of the Jasper Dircheverein, carrying a wooden keg in a procession from Jasper's town square to the beer garden to open Strassenfest. The celebrations surrounding these two images are part of the ongoing legacy of Father Joseph Kundek. DuBois County historian George R. Wilson considered Father Kundek probably the most remarkable man that ever lived and died in DuBois County.
This gentleman, this father, passed away in his 40s, and what he did across the world, I mean, you just didn't fly to Pfaffenweiler,
right?
You know, and then to bring people back and literally impact this community for generations. Amazing.
The influence Kundek would have on the area's development, history, and lore is a legacy that Jasper shares with its neighbors through Strassenfest. Father Joseph Kundek died in 1857. He was only 47 years old. There is a memorial for Father Kundek in the front of the St. Joseph Catholic Church. His gravesite is there in the cemetery. Construction on the current St. Joseph Church began in 1867. This imposing structure dominates the downtown Jasper landscape. It was completed in 1880. The sandstone walls of the church are 4 to 6 feet thick. The 14 columns supporting the roof of the church are 67 feet high. Each column is made from a single yellow poplar log from nearby woods. Each year during Strassenfest, a German heritage Mass is held at St. Joseph's.